We're all there.
In 2013, my brother's birthday, 50th birthday, was coming up. I was standing at my kitchen window, boiling the kettle to make myself a cup of coffee. I wiped the window. I had condensations on the window. I'd so more or less wiped it to see what the weather was like outside. I'm a window cleaner, and I wanted to see what type of weather I was going to be facing that day. And I sort of more or less thought about my brother's birthday and what I could do, because I do a painting for every one of their birthdays as a celebration, like a one-off. And I sort of drew a figure on the window, the shape of a body and a leg. And I sort of smiled and says to myself, that needs a hat. So I drew a wee hat. And it says, he needs a stick. So I put a wee walking stick, more or less like my feller. And I said to myself, I sort of smiled and said to myself, that's nice. And instead of waiting it off, like I always done, everybody just, after they drew on the window, they just waited with their hands. I never touched it. And I came down, sitting down watching the news, getting the weather report, and a bit of light came up, and this was more or less like a eureka moment. I just seen the silhouette, and I grabbed my camera and ran up to the window, and took a few snaps, opened it up in the camera, and I was startled by the effect that the outside had on actually what I'd done on the inside. I just couldn't believe it had this effect. So I went up and stood at the window exactly where I'd taken the photographs, and then more or less like a eureka moment came up that I could see the combination of the drawing of the condensation, the daylight outside, the weather outside, and its effect on what I had done on the window. So I decided to do another one, only this time I knew what I was doing. And I drew a girl with handbags. Women are always shopping, so I called it Handbags and High Heels. The first one I done, I called it Morning Mist. It was a silhouette of my father. And I gave that to my brother Tony. I got it printed off and sent it off to him as a birthday present. And that's the concept of how the Steamy Windows took off. There's no Photoshop, there's no manipulation. There are a few wee secrets right enough behind what I do, because it's all to do with the atmosphere, the weather, the time of day, everything. Like, I'm taking photographs there and there's no reflection with my camera on the window. And anybody else says, if you go up to a mirror and take a photograph, you will see your reflection. But that's a wee secret. I'm not telling anybody the whole, you don't tell the whole story. You say is what you're buying is a wee bit of unique history, because it's a moment in time caught with a camera on something I had only drawn in seconds, and it can never be replicated. You can't get the same twice. Nobody can get the same twice. They're one-offs. They're originals. What you're buying is something unique. You can't get that anywhere else, except for me. Thanks, Alan. This is for tomorrow morning. Sinead.